Right now, somewhere, someone is putting a key in a door, and on the other side of that door, a dog has already heard it. The footsteps on the stairs, the specific jingle of those keys, a sound it picked out from everything else in the world minutes ago. By the time the door actually opens, the dog has lost its mind, spinning in circles, crying, tail beating the air, its whole body bending sideways with the force of it. And the person laughs and says the thing everyone says. He missed me. He loves me. But does he? Or have you simply trained an animal to associate your arrival with food and walks and the only good things in its small life? Here's the harder version of that question, the one that should actually stop you for a second. Forget whether your pet loves you. Does your pet have any idea that you love it? That feeling you have, the one that makes you talk to it in that ridiculous voice, the one that will genuinely wreck you on the day it's gone? Does that signal reach the other end at all? Or are you pouring love into something that on the inside feels nothing back and simply knows you're the one who opens the cans? For most of history, science took the cold view. An animal's affection, they said, is just conditioning. You are a walking food dispenser, a source of warmth and safety, and the dog's joy is the joy of a slot machine paying out. Pavlov rang a bell. The dog salivated. You jingle your keys, the dog spins. No love required, no inner feeling necessary, just stimulus and response. It's a clean, tidy explanation. And over the last 15 years, it has quietly fallen apart. In 2015, a team of Japanese researchers led by Takafumi Nagasawa ran a study that changed the way scientists talk about all of this. They went after oxytocin, the hormone your body floods you with when you bond with someone, the exact same chemical that surges between a mother and her newborn child. The setup was simple. They had owners and their dogs sit together in a room and just look at each other. Then they measured the oxytocin in both. And what they found was that when a dog and its owner held each other's gaze, the oxytocin rose, not only in the human, in both of them at the same time. The longer the eye contact lasted, the bigger the spike, in the person and in the dog together. It's a loop. You look at your dog, you both get a quiet hit of the bonding chemical, which makes you want to look again, which raises it again, the two of you feeding the same circuit back and forth. And here's the part that matters. This is the identical hormonal loop that bonds a human parent to a baby. Somewhere over the last several thousand years, dogs slipped their way into a chemical circuit that evolution built for our own children. So when you feel that warm wave looking at your dog, the dog's body is doing the very same thing back to you. The chemistry was never flowing in one direction. It was always a circle. Then a neuroscientist named Gregory Burns at Emory University did something nobody had pulled off before. He trained dogs to lie completely still, fully awake and unrestrained, inside an MRI machine so he could watch their brains working in real time. And he went hunting for the reward center, the part of the brain that lights up in anticipation of something good. He piped in different smells, strange dogs, strange humans, and the dog's own familiar people. The owner's scent lit up that reward center more powerfully than anything else he tested. Not just recognition, not just, here is a thing I know. Reward. The smell of you specifically registered in your dog's brain as one of the best things it could possibly encounter. And Burns pushed it further. He set up a choice for the dogs between getting food and getting praise from their owner. The slot machine theory makes a clear prediction here. Food should win every time because food is the actual reward and you are just the thing that delivers it. But a large share of the dogs chose the praise. Some of them picked their person's approval over a free meal over and over again. An animal that supposedly only sees you as a food source was turning down food to be told it was a good boy. The dogs never got the memo about what they were supposed to be. It turns out they aren't only feeling it, they're listening for it. A research team in Hungary, led by Attila Andix, put dogs into brain scanners and played them recordings of human speech. What they found was almost eerie. Dogs process language a little the way we do. They register the actual words using one side of the brain, and the tone, the way the words are said, using the other. And the reward center fired hardest only when a praise word was spoken in a genuine praise voice. Good boy said warmly lit them up, the same good boy said in a flat, bored tone, or sweet-sounding nonsense with no real word behind it, did far less. Your dog isn't just reacting to a happy noise coming out of you, it's cross-checking whether you actually mean it. In its own way, it is reading you. Maybe you're thinking, fine dogs, sure, dogs are needy, dogs are easy, but cats Cats are supposed to be the living proof that animals just use us and feel nothing. In 2019, a researcher named Kristen Vitale at Oregon State ran the exact same attachment test that child psychologists use on human infants. A cat and its owner together in a room. The owner leaves for a couple of minutes. The owner comes back, and you watch closely how the cat responds to the reunion. Human babies show what's called secure attachment. When the parent returns, the baby is comforted, relaxes, and treats the parent as a safe base to explore from. Most of the cats did precisely the same thing. The reputation that cats don't bond turned out to be exactly that, a reputation with no evidence under it. Cats show it more quietly than dogs do. But the attachment is real. It's measurable, and it's the same secure bond a small child forms with a parent. So here's where the honesty has to come in. Everything we just walked through is chemistry, brain scans, and behavior. We can prove the bonding hormone surges in both of you. We can prove your scent is a reward, that your praise can beat a meal, that your tone gets decoded and weighed. What we cannot do is climb inside the dog and confirm that what it experiences feels like love. The way love feels to you rather than some powerful pull it has no word and no concept for. The feeling on the inside is the single thing no scanner can reach. But sit with what we do know. The same hormone as a mother and child, the same loop evolution built for raising infants, a brain that treats your smell as a reward and your approval as worth more than food. At some point, the cold explanation starts to demand more faith than the warm one does. There was a dog in Tokyo named Hachiko. Every morning he walked his owner, a university professor, to the train station, and every evening he returned to that same spot to meet him when he came home. One day, in 1925, the professor went to work and suffered a stroke. He died there. He never came back, never stepped off that evening train again. And Hachiko went to the station that night and waited. Then he came back the next day, and the day after that. Hachiko returned to the exact same spot at the exact hour the train was due every single day, waiting for a man who was never going to walk through those gates again. He did it for 9 years. The staff and commuters fed him, and over time he became famous across Japan, the dog who simply would not stop waiting. He kept it up until the day he died. Nobody trained him to do that. There was no food in it, no reward, no reinforcement of any kind, nothing left to condition him with. The person who used to feed and walk him was gone, and still he came, for 9 years, to stand in the one place that person used to appear. So go back to the door, and the keys, and the dog losing its mind, simply because you walked in. We used to be so certain that was nothing more than a trick of conditioning, an animal greeting its food source. But we've measured the hormone now. We've watched a brain light up at the smell of one specific person. We've seen a cat cling to its owner the way a child clings to a parent, and a dog stand on a train platform for 9 years for a love that had nowhere left to go. We still cannot prove what any of it feels like from the inside, but the evidence has quietly piled up on one side of this, and it is not the cold side. Whatever is happening in there when your animal looks at you, it is not nothing. And it may be far, far closer to what you feel than we ever let ourselves believe.